Hi. Today my case study is regarding the regulating your cycle. So it can be no cycle or irregular cycle. Can be short or can be long. And I have a patient coming with a just 20-day cycle, or somebody coming every 3 months, once 3 months due to the PCOS. Where this specific patient didn't have a cycle for last 3 years. She's 30 years old, still single. So she's very proactive, and then instead of going to some specific procedure or hormones, she wanted to try acupuncture and then Chinese herbs to start. And she has a doctor's appointment in 2 months later, but before that she wanna do something. So when we examine her, she's 5'7", well built, and she looks very athletic. Her job required a lot of activities, so she ended up really healthy looking. But her complaint was a little bit odd. When you're looking at her and then the symptom doesn't really correspond with her complaints, she has a low energy and brain fog, gluten sensitivity, and her hands get swelled up easily, and the leg as well, and sometimes constipated, sometimes incomplete stool, and she's very depressive, and once in a while, and then she has discharges. We check her pulse and tongues the way we're looking at the internal organs balance and dynamics with each other. The pulse confirmed actually our diagnosis. Her pulse was very weak and slow, and her tongue was pale. As I said, when you look at her, she's very active and well built, and looks like great spirit, but internally she's been very sluggish circulation, and that you can see through our diagnosis, and then the pulse and the tongues. So our diagnosis in oriental medicine is a spleen heart imbalance. And it means spleen and heart both managing in oriental medicine blood circulation, blood production. And that's been a little bit challenging for her. And another diagnosis is liver, blood, and qi stagnation and this imbalance. So she has hormonal challenges. That means she has hormonal challenges and also emotional stress. Same thing. And not only production is weak due to the spleen and heart problem, but the movement is slow and then creates some stagnation. And probably that's the reason she has mental brain fog and then swollen hands, because something's just stagnated and then creates some extra fluid or mucus production, and we normally see, and then it usually manifests as allergies or extremities like edema. So she started a treatment, and initially we recommend her to come for 3 times a week for 4 weeks to intense treatment, and she agreed with us. First treatment, and she started on the acupuncture. Second day, we formulate specific formula, herbal formula for her. One formula we call the Shi Wei Tang is more encouraging blood production, and then Xiao Yao Shan modified one is usually help emotional stress. So she took that one, and her 6th visit, so technically a little over 2 weeks, she got her period back. It was a little bit dark and then clotting, but it's just and then it lasted for 6 days. So she was very amazed, and we were expecting at least a month, but in a little over 2 weeks with the acupuncture and Chinese herbs, she got her cycle back in the very first time in 3 years. She just still coming as a need case. She actually did a more than intense treatment for a month and a half. Even she had her cycle back because she thought it's not stable, and then that's we are recommend her as well. But after that, and then she come once a week, or we don't see her for a while, and then months later she just come back because she now has a freedom to choose like the treatment instead of a desperation. So anyhow, my conclusion for this specific case, we see a lot of irregular period in our office or an amenorrhea, and that's been saying all get helped by oriental medicine, include acupuncture and then Chinese herbs. Also, she did some way of eating healthy due to her gluten sensitivity, and then it all plays a major role in her health. So if you have some challenges with PMS or cycle issues or fertility, and I welcome you to our clinic. And oriental medicine is always women's medicine in my view. So feel free to come by and then ask if you have any specific question about the period related problems. Thank you for watching.